Welcome to this video. Today we're going to discuss how to always know what to work on. First of all, my name is Gus. If you don't know who I am, I have actually spent the last 2.5 years trying to figure out this online business thing. I've been able to make 9K a month, twice in 3 months, and travel the world, do whatever I want. So that's a quick introduction. We're going to get started straight away. So how to always know what to work on. Pretty bold claim, but I'm going to prove it today. So the first thing you obviously have to get clear on is your goal, because if you don't have clarity on your goal, you don't even know what you are going to work towards. The more specific your goal is, the better. So for example, in a business context, what I recommend you get clear on, you don't have to take this advice obviously, but is get clear on how you want to run your business. What kind of schedule do you want to have? How many hours do you want to work? Would you like to have any team members or not? Do you want to make recurring revenue, one-time revenue? Do you want to sign high-ticket clients, low-ticket clients? Stuff like this, and also your revenue. So obviously it is important that you get clear on how you want to run your business, but also the revenue, because if you want to run a $10 million per year business, I do not have experience with this yet, but I do believe that there's some things which you do need to change if you want to run your business like that. So it's probably not possible to do it without any team members. Okay, so let's actually get on to the point. If you want to know what to work on, a really easy takeaway, and I'm not going to hide this in like any specific hooks or something, is just focus on the current step. Okay, so if you know what the current step is, you can click off this video and you could just go ahead and do that. If you don't know, I'm going to help you explain this with a couple of things. First of all, why is it important to actually focus on the current step? If you are curious to know why, check out the video in the description where I gave like a pretty detailed explanation of how you should on why you should focus on the current step and not on any other steps. So I'm going to link that in the description in case you want to watch it. So the current step. It's also important that you know that the current step, maybe you do have an idea in mind of what it is. It's never really going to be just a project, because like a lead magnet or a product or a content, that's not really the project that's not really the current step at all. The current step is going to be the task. So within that, what is it? So for example, within content, are you going to come up with ideas? Within content, are you going to create the thumbnail? Within content, are you going to edit the video? You have to get very clear on what is the current step that you have to work on. There's 2 ways which you can identify that. Easiest one, literally just ask, because the answers are often just inside of us, which is often referred to as your intuition. So the best thing you can do is really just ask, okay? And it's very important that you try and really identify that it's your answer, because I know that you probably absorb a bunch of information from people online. I know that you question as well, like you don't know what the right thing to do is, but you absorb the advice from people that tell you what the right thing to do is. But how could they know? They're not in your situation. So please do not take the advice from people who are not where you want to be, first of all, and second of all, who tell you that you should do something, but they can't see your situation. If someone's personally coaching you, fine, then take the advice. But if someone doesn't know you, if someone doesn't know your situation, the answer that they are going to give you is almost always wrong, okay? So just ask, what do you feel and think you should do? The reason I'm asking you feel and think is because intuition is often a feeling, and you should also make sure that it makes sense. So don't just say, what do I feel I should do, and then go, for example, eat McDonald's or watch Netflix. That's probably sometimes what you feel you want to do, but if you also say think, then it's going to add some reasoning to this. And I use this a lot, so it really works. The second thing is look at what you resist. So what we're going to now is kind of apply a mental model, which I like to call inversion. And instead of trying to focus on what we want to work on, we're going to see what we don't want to work on, aka what we resist. The reason for this is because all that's between you and your goal is really just resistance, if you think about it. This doesn't mean resistance is the enemy. Resistance is actually your friend. It just means that resistance shows us what we have to work on. Quick example, if you want to get to 10K a month and you don't like sales, it's probably a signal, or you don't want to do sales, or you don't want to learn sales, you don't want to do anything with sales. It's probably a sign that you should learn sales and try and do anything with sales, because that's kind of showing you, hey, you need to transform this area of your life. If you, for example, believe that money is scarce, then the best thing you could do is not ignore this and aim lower for like the price you want to offer. So don't decrease your price if you think money is scarce. keep your price the same or increase your price and work on your beliefs. Work on believing that money is abundant. Quick example, there's like trillions of dollars of money in the world. How much money is in the world? I can't type and speak at the same time, by the way. I don't know what it is. I think that, yeah, he estimated 80 trillion. I don't know how accurate this is because all of these crazy websites say like different things. So this is crypto. So that's like 80 trillion, bro. Crazy. Anyway, this is going to show you what you should work on. All right. And the reason this is, by the way, holding you back but also moving you forward is because these keep you in the familiar. That's the reason why they hold you back. Because your mind loves what is familiar. That's the reason why you really like doing the same routine over and over again. You like the same food, you like the same people, you like the same habits, all of these things. That's why habits are formed, because habits are just familiar actions, all right? And it's also important to know that there are 4 main types of resistance. The first one is perfectionism, if you want to do things perfectly. And keep in mind, if you want to do things perfectly, but you actually do them and you really make an effort to make them perfect, it's not perfectionism. But if you want things to be perfect so you don't take the necessary action, or you are like really slow in your action and you kind of take ages to complete something, then it's probably perfectionism. Procrastination, obviously not doing what you need to be doing. Imposter syndrome. So for example, I had this with YouTube sometimes. Like, I'm not good enough to post these videos. Will people actually listen to me? Truth is, I don't really care or not. I also make these videos for myself. So imposter syndrome is a really good one to understand as well. This is very true if you're going to create content or do anything with personal branding. And finally, fear. This is probably one of the biggest ones. So if you fear something, it's probably a huge sign that that's something which you should work on. All right, so as a final note, resistance while doing the work for a long time is inner discomfort. So a little bit advanced, but if you are experiencing resistance, you do the work. So despite the fear, you do the work, but you still keep experiencing discomfort. It might be a sign that you're not doing the right things. So then it might be time to go ahead and look at something else. And then finally, I'm going to give you 3 things. First of all is a code, because I find it very helpful to really remember something easy and quick, which I can use if I struggle with this. Because there's a lot in the personal development space, a lot in the business space, and whenever I have something which I can easily remember, so like an equation, a formula, then I can pretty much recall it instantly, and that's really powerful. So the code here is what to work on, should be on here. Ask or find what you resist. So whenever you're curious to know what you should work on, or whatever you want to know what to work on, ask yourself, or find what you resist. Only thing you need to remember. The action you need to take is just figure out the current step if you haven't already, and the reflection, because I find it's helpful to not only take the action, but because we tend to be forgetful, also reflect on things. The reflection is going to be, are you working on the current step? You cannot even describe how often people are working on things that they shouldn't be working on. So ask yourself regularly, are you actually working on the current step? And if you want to know once again why this is so important, watch the video in the description. That pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to say today. So if you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like. There's also a website in the description that is going to lead you to a video where I show you how I can help you even more with these teachings, with something I call Reality OS, which I've recently launched. So you can take a look. It's not obligatory, completely free, your choice. So hope you enjoyed the video and looking forward to see you